100 The Zone. FS1, the one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken.
Wow.
You can see him on The Herd, weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 in the Fox Sports app.
All right, welcome back into the show. Two pros and a cup of Joe. Rounding out this last segment of hour 2. Hour 3 is coming up on you pretty quickly, and we will have special guest Tim Hardaway Sr., NBA Hall of Famer, point guard, soul snatcher with that crossover. He'll be coming on. We'll be talking some basketball in hour 3 of this show. But before we get out of this hour, well, here's your Express Pro of the week.
Wemby's got it. Wemby goes up off glass. He's got it. Victor Wembanyama, 41 points. He's the third Spur in franchise history to have back-to-back games with 41 points, and the first since George Gervin in 1984. Step for the ball right side. Castle lobs it up. Wembanyama, left-hand slam over Turner as he puts it down on Turner's head.
Yep, that's him again. So he must be really, really balling out because he's gotten acknowledged twice on this show. Don't let employee turnover slow you down. Nope. Your business deserves better. Express Employment Professionals finds the talent you need to keep productivity on track. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. All right. Visit expresspros.com today. All right. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Wemby. We got a couple seconds. We're going to get into talking some round ball in hour 3, but you're feeling good about Wemby before we get out of this break right here?
I am. I believe that the San Antonio Spurs are ready. They're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. And it's going to be the San Antonio Spurs versus the OKC Thunder.
You think that's how it's going to go down?
In the Western Conference.
In the West.
In the Western Conference. Western Conference Finals.
I tell you what.
San Antonio's loaded, man. The guard deep. And you have a true unicorn in Wemby. And the trajectory that he's on as a player, what he does night in and night out, nobody's ever seen it before.
I mean, he is pretty special. I just don't understand. It doesn't seem like he's very quick or very fast, but he's able to get. It doesn't seem like it. It's like he's too tall to be quick or be fast. But he's able to get around people. Like he's able to get to the rim. He can shoot over you, obviously. But I don't know. I don't understand how he's so good, man. Like he's so
what they
tall.
Say, don't let the smooth taste fool you.
I get it. I'm sure it'll be very bad. Hour 3 coming at you.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
What's up, Boost? Main event Jey Uso here from the WWE. When it's just me between matches, it's day one-ish. And that means it's Chumba time. With hundreds of casino-style games and new titles arriving weekly, there's always something fresh to try at Chumba Casino. The Daily Boost make it even more fun. And have me about to get them all during my downtime. Ready for a fun way to chill out and enjoy a few minutes for yourself? Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Checking out the drive this morning on I-35 northbound, your stop and go from 45 up to William Cannon, where it's adding 10 minutes to the commute. About a 10 to 12 minute out of your drive as well on 290 westbound, slow from FM 1100 to FM 973. And the drive over on Mopac southbound is issue free from 45 to Parmer. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by IHOP. Make today a little better with IHOP and the IHOP value menu, where a full satisfying meal is just $6 any day of the week. Pick your fluffy pancakes, crispy bacon and eggs, or try the new BLT, stacked high and served with fries. Big flavor, just $6 every day. $7 in some locations.
Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival returns to Texas September 26th and 27th at the Moody Center in Austin, featuring Eric Clapton along with Trey Anastasio, Joe Bonamassa, Gary Clark Jr., John Mayer, Tedeschi Trucks Band, Pete Townsend, and more. Arrive early for the Guitar Center Experience and Legends Collection, benefiting Crossroads Center Antigua. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Crossroads Guitar Festival.
Texas Beach Volleyball is back in Austin, April 3rd and 4th. Your Longhorns host Tulane Friday afternoon at 1, then face Washington Friday night at 6. The action continues Saturday morning at 10 against Houston Christian. Admission is free, so bring your friends and family and enjoy the matches. Get there early and feel the energy on the sand. And if you can't make it out, watch it live on the free Longhorn Network app. Learn more at TexasLonghorns.com. That's TexasLonghorns.com. Hook 'em!
Domestic violence is one of the most widespread crimes in Texas, yet one of the least reported. The City of Austin provides resources for victims of domestic and sexual abuse by offering housing, healing, and preventative measures, fostering an atmosphere that empowers individuals to break free from dangerous situations. If you or someone you love needs help, call the City of Austin's Victim Services 24-hour hotline at 512-472-HELP. That's 512-472-HELP.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
We asked kids what it took to be a dad. This is what they had to say.
A father is always present. I mean, what real father figure can you have if they're not there?
In order to be a good dad, you need to love your son. You need to put gas in your car so you don't break down in the middle of nowhere. And you need to make them breakfast. Yep.
I mean, just to maybe play like a board game with me, or to just stay home and play some video games with me. Just to do like that one little thing is what I really look forward to.
I'm not asking him to be a perfect dad, but he should try. He's just a constant force in my life.
There's no other type of love like a dad's love because it's not comparable to anything else.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good.
The madness is here.
Back to back, the Texas Longhorns are headed for the Final Four. Next stop.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Well, wherever you may be listening, this is a Throwback Thursday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. Texas women basketball are at the Final Four in laser focus. Texas football is back at it. Texas baseball is on the road. Coach Jim Schlossnagle will be joining us at 7:30. Eric Henry of Horns 247 joins us at 8 a.m. And Wemby continues to do Wemby stuff. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to leave a voicemail, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. It's good enough. You might even hear it on air, but we have been listening to them. So keep up the good work. Let's get into it. Texas women are ready to take on UCLA in the second game Friday night. Expected tip-off is 8:30. You can hear all the action on 98.1 KVET. That's right. 98.1 KVET will be your home for the game on Friday night. You can also watch it on ESPN. And let's not forget, Texas and UCLA have already played each other one time this year. Las Vegas, Texas gets the victory. We've heard Craig Way talk about some of the players and the participants that were in that game for UCLA that didn't play at a high level, but they have now gotten better. Obviously, all the number one seeds are at this tournament. And this is back-to-back seasons. And by the way, Vic Schaefer is the only coach to bring multiple teams to the Final Four. That's right. You heard me correctly. He is the multiple teams to bring them to the Final Four more than once. Think about that. He is the only person to do that. So shout out to Vic Schaefer and what he brings to the program. But last year's matchup is different than this year's. And what the biggest thing for this Texas basketball team is the experience that they have from last year and what they bring to this year.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we're excited. Like last year, like we're just excited to be here. I mean, obviously we wanted to, win. You don't just go up there just to have fun. But this year it's more of like, okay, we really mean, like we know. There's people that have been to the Final Four on this team. Like we know what it's like now. So when you know what it's like now, the more experience and more knowledge, I think that's a plus.
We're still extremely happy and very grateful. But I feel like last year we were like just elated and, kind of took in the moment a lot. And just kind of when we got there, it was just like, this year we have a lot more things to go off of, confidence for being in that moment. And so, ready for the game.
This time I'm a little more confident in this group. Last year we kind of was just out there like, let's go try to make something happen. We fell short and that's all right. But this year I do feel a lot more confident in this group. I think we're more than capable.
You talk about being more capable. At the beginning of the season when they played UCLA, everybody talked about how who's going to cover Betts in the post. Well, they had two women that were able to throw at her that she could not push around, and it was not about her height. It was about the position. Coach Vic saying he's an excellent coach is such an understatement that I feel like I'm not giving him his just due. He kept her away from her spots, and then they ran. She can't keep up with Texas. She couldn't keep up with them at the beginning of the season. Madison Booker, that was the first time that I ever saw her get the ball and go coast to coast and not wait on Rory to facilitate the offense. Texas has at least Jordan Lee. They have three women that can take the ball, go the length of the court, and not have to wait on Rory, the point guard, to bring the ball up past half court, which is going to put your most dominant defender behind you. They just ran better game plan than UCLA did early in that game. I was watching that game because I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I had heard all the stories about how Betts was going to just put 40 on Texas and, she's the number one candidate to be on the Olympic team and all of this hyperbole. Texas ran their rear ends in the ground, and they're going to do it again. And I'm not saying you rest on your laurels. What game plan worked then is going to work this time. But I guarantee you, Hardge, you're going to see at least 5 to 20 times in the game where Betts is going to be trailing the ball and Texas is going to be attacking. Watch.
Well, I mean, that's how Texas plays. I don't think it's anything that's been different from the beginning. If you go back and look at every game that Texas plays, it's the quickness in which they play with. That's why the pressure that they put on all these other teams, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, it's the pressure, it's suffocating. The way that they play, they speed you up and make you uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I always talk about don't wait to fill anybody out to see what they're going to do or how they're going to do it. You take it to
Impose
them,
your will.
go right away and go and do that. And that is what this Texas basketball team has been able to do.
On a turnover, it's the same thing as an outlet or a break.
It's even better.
It's even better. You're right, Marcus.
Yeah.
You on a turnover, run, go.
Man.
She's too big. She's not fast as them.
Right.
Go get those quick points. If you turn it over, at least you have the best defense in college.
Yeah, that's the whole point is if you cause a turnover in the front court, you got your guards running with you.
Right.
And therefore you got speed out there and you got no shot blockers to stop you.
Yeah, and that's what this team has been able to do. Earlier after the game, they were talking about Booker and Harmon talked about what it's like to have that two-headed monster on the inside when you look at Brea Cunningham and Kyla Oldacre.
It's amazing. I feel like our team is complete. I mean, you have great point guards, you have great shooters and around the arc. You have people who get downhill, people hitting mid-range shots. You got great 4 players here. Then you can add 5-player too. I think the team is balanced, and it's so hard to stop. When one person tries to get stopped, then the next person steps up, and it really makes our team just so fun to watch, and it's hard to guard. So I'm so proud of them. They've done a tremendous job this season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that we have we have so much versatility. It's just great to see. I'm really proud of our 5 players today and everybody, but to see them battle like that, when I know it takes more than one person to guard them, it's really incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be something to pay attention to because of the way that they play, how they continue to get after it, and it's a big move for the Texas women. Another part of that happens to be Kyla Oldacre, and she was talking about the culture of the University of Texas women's basketball team.
What the culture and what we allow, and I feel like this team is just the bond that we've started to build even stronger, and it's just that type of bond where it's very much fulfilling of a sisterhood. And with that, as you see it on court, we're having fun and just enjoying each other's, just going out there, their baskets, everything that they do, we're celebrating and just being in it for each other and everybody. So that's just the main thing. And also leadership and being accountable and holding people to the standard.
And Hardge, one of the things I want to add is Brea Cunningham and Kyla Oldacre, both of them can defend Betts individually. But as the game wears on, when Betts is tired, and she can't go to the bench, but Texas can, second half is going to be very hard on her. And she's elite. But even iron wears out, Hardge. The best player gets tired and is going to have to go take a seat. And when she goes take a seat, Texas is going to advance that lead. I'm just telling you from what we saw early in the season and what we've seen. South Carolina. Listen, if you can outrun South Carolina, you can outrun anybody. And I think they have that confidence in their minds now. Guys, nobody can keep up with us running up and down. Let's go. Let's give it to them.
Well, I think the biggest thing for Texas is they have a laser focus. They know who they are. They understand who they are. They do the things that they wanted to do early in the season. They're in a position now where everybody knows their role and they're playing to their role the way that they're supposed to.
There you go. A lot of people don't want to assume a role. They want to be the star.
Well, Coach Vic, yeah.
Coach Vic is the star. Know your role. I'm not saying I'm the Rock. I'm not doing the Rock's gimmick. Doing the eyebrow. This is how I do the eyebrow.
But that was Farouk's idea first.
Yeah, it was Farouk.
Well, not only that, you look at what this team has become in the leadership and coach, and Danny Davis, who joined us yesterday, talked about what it's like with that coaching staff and how they break down each player's role for them. So it's a total team effort, and I can't wait till tomorrow. Coming up next, we're going to talk about some football. Coach Sark, the running back room, some special names, and of course, we've got some linemen that are getting reps while others are out. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
The madness is here.
Back to back, the Texas Longhorns are headed for the Final Four. Next up, Phoenix.
From tip-off to the final buzzer, follow Texas women's basketball as they chase tournament glory.
How about Booker one more time? How about it?
Never miss a second of the action on the free iHeart Radio app.
Driving scoop to the hoop. It's good, and she's fouled.
On your home for the Longhorns.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Taylor Swift's first awards show appearance this year.
Taylor Swift is here.
Miley Cyrus takes home the Innovator Award.
Miley Cyrus.
John Mellencamp wins the Icon Award.
Plus performances from Alex Warren,
Kehlani, Lady Wilson, Ray,
TLC, Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, and more.
all hosted by Ludacris.
You know what time it is?
Our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Now streaming on Hulu.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Slick roads this morning caused by the rain. Be careful if you're out and about. Looking at the drive on I-35 northbound, you're starting to slow down from 45 to William Cannon. If you're heading this direction, it'll add about 15 minutes of the commute. And a 15 to 20 minute slowdown on 290 westbound due to congestion from FM 1100 to FM 973. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas, requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know what your customers are doing right this second? The exact same thing you are, listening to me. Which, let's be honest, is kind of flattering. But my point is, ads on iHeartRadio actually get heard. In the car, at the gym, on the couch, while people are walking their dogs. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. That's right. You're a good boy. So why not make the next ad about you? Get started today. Call 844-844-iHeart or go to iHeartAdvertising.com. That's 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
It's a sale
Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leaf Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to leafjohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs fine spirits and finer foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Shout, cheers to savings.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. As always, we got some special situations. So we're moving some things around. Normally, it is Thursday, and Coach Schlossnagle would normally join us at 8 o'clock. Eric Henry would normally join us at 7:34, but we moved some things around. So Coach Schloss will join us at 7:30. They are on the road in South Carolina, and we moved Eric Henry to 8 a.m. So stay locked on the station for all the things that are happening with the 40 acres. Speaking of the 40 acres, Coach Sark had an opportunity this week to talk about his team. And one of the things that I really enjoyed was the conversation about the running back room. Obviously, you look at C.J. Baxter, he's gone, went to a different school. You look at Trey Wisner, he's gone, went to a different school. But there is a reset that is happening in that running back room. And Coach Sark talked about it and how it's kind of one of those things that, hey, everybody's going to get a shot at this thing.
I think at the end of the day, it's just trying to put a room together that kind of suits who we want to be and who we've been in years past, and then who we want to be moving forward. And you try to assemble a room that can kind of resemble what we want it to look like, and then you got to make it try to come to life. And so as much as we talk about those first 3 guys in Hollywood and Raleigh and Derek, who we've been talking a lot about, that doesn't diminish, Ryan Niblett, Michael Terry, James Simon. Those guys are growing in their role too. James, a second-year player at running back. Michael's a second-year player on the team. We really didn't move him to running back until getting almost 3/4 of the way through the year last year. So he's going through the process. And Ryan Niblett was kind of a part-time receiver, running back. This time last year, he was playing DB for us. And so there's a lot of growth in those guys right now too. And so they're not finished products, and they're all doing some things that are very encouraging for us. But again, like at any position, it's about consistency and then growth, so that when the season comes, who can we trust and trust to do what? And then when we can identify that, hopefully we can play more guys that way.
Man, that's awesome. Yep. The development. He named 6 guys. Texas didn't have 6 guys last year. I'm optimistic. Say, knock on wood, that nobody gets injured. You still have 3 other guys that are playing in development roles in case you need them.
Right.
So that's a big bonus to me. I expect the top 3 guys to get their reps, but how those second 3 guys develop, get opportunities, play on special teams, and keep proving themselves is important.
Well, Texas is very, very high on Derek Cooper, and a lot of folks are looking at him to to have a very important role on this football team. But like any other freshman, there's some things that he still needs to work on, but he has made some good impressions.
Yeah, I think obviously, physically, he's come in further along than maybe most high school running backs. The guy should still be a senior in high school, and he's slapped together pretty good. But what I like about him is I don't ever felt like our practice field has been too big for him. It's like he takes the ball, he runs. When he has opportunities to make plays in the passing game, he does. He's a really versatile player that way. Now, he's not perfect. He didn't pick a blitz up today in the red area, and that's part of being a freshman in practice number 7. It's like the growth at the position, but the skill set, excited about the mindset that he possesses, excited about the want to attitude, the work ethic, excited about the teammate, excited about. He's a great kid, so we're fortunate to have him.
You got to pick up those blitzes, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't pick up a blitz, Arch Manning is going to the sideline with a bloody nose. And that's going to be one of the things that's going to be a pivotal point in who gets those starts. The people that grasp what the defense is, what all the calls are made, what your responsibility is as a running back. Are you going to delay and then leak out? Or your sole purpose is to stand there and eat one if it comes?
Which is why he said that it's expected for a young player to go through those types of things, and he's got to continue to grow. He doesn't have the experience in those types of offenses. Just like in high school, he probably wasn't asked to do that. Just like some people in baseball that don't know how to bunt, they weren't asked to bunt.
And
they were asked to swing the bat.
It's also still early. He's still learning.
Yeah.
They probably sent that blitz just to.
Well, it's just like you said, it's
Let's
a growing
test him.
part. Yeah, it's a growing part of it, and he will continue to look at it. Also, in that situation, you start to look at some of the guys that are out with injury. Trevor Goolsby is back, but not fully back. Don't need to. He's very experienced. He's kind of like Arch Manning. You don't have to worry about him. But Jordan Coleman has been getting some reps over there at that left tackle position. And Sark talked about how he feels that position is grown.
First of all, he's got a tall task every day. When you're playing left tackle and there's number 1 or there's number 40 or there's number 19 or even there's number 99, Richie Wesley, like it's a tall order. And, the one challenge at left tackle that, I think we've been, blessed with around here when you go from Kelvin Banks to a Trevor Goolsby is the level of consistency that those guys played the position at. They were obviously very talented people. They've got the physical ability. They've got the technique. They're technicians, and they had the understanding schematically of what we do. For Coleman, you see the physical ability. When he does it right, it's like, whoa. He can pass set guys. He moves people in the run game. Now it's the consistency factor, because at left tackle, you can be right for 4 plays. On the 5th play, if you're wrong, it's a disaster for us. Left tackle, corner. Corner makes a mistake on 1 play, it's a 70-yard touchdown. Left tackle goes the wrong way, it's a sack, fumble, they run it back. And so I think that's the challenge that he's working on going through right now, but we've been very encouraged by where he's at. Granted, hey, we all can't wait for Trevor to get back going. We can't wait for Andre Kojo to be back with us. But this is like the quarterback, what invaluable reps, he's getting at left tackle right now.
Wow, that was news to me because I thought that Wesley was a left end. But if he's playing right end, then maybe they're preparing him for next year.
Well, it's also one of those things where you got to continue to get everybody in different spots. Cross-training. They do a lot of cross-training here on the 40 acres. Coming up next, we're going to go to the Diamond and talk to our guy, Coach Jim Schlossnagle, as Texas is on the road at South Carolina. We'll talk about the injuries and the new look lineup that the Longhorns have right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Backups are starting to build due to a crash that blocks off the right lane and the exit ramp on Mopac southbound at Windsor Road, already causing a 5-minute backup from 35th Street. There's also a wreck on Ed Bluestein Boulevard northbound at 290 and a crash on the service road of 130 going southbound at Highway 71. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mark here, the world's strongest man. I've been lucky enough to spend a good amount of time at the newest and the best sports bar in town, the Rowdy Cowboy. Between the grand opening and the live broadcast that we've done, I've had the ability to sample a large part of this menu. And guys, let me tell you, you're going to love it. Along with the 32 beers on tap and the 70 big screen TVs and, of course, the Rowdy Cowgirl. If you haven't been there yet, then what are you waiting on? Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 loop.
What if your checking account paid you like a savings account? With Austin Telco's True Earnings Checking, earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. Just deposit $1,500 in new money each month and make 15 debit transactions. No minimum balance and no monthly fees. Open your True Earnings Checking online or at any Austin area location. Visit atfcu.org. Eligibility and terms apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
You know that chair you sit in for the game and somehow wake up in hours later? That's the Z-Cliner by FlexSteel. This isn't just a recliner. It's a sleep chair built for real comfort. The Z-Cliner smoothly reclines into a zero-gravity position, giving you the support you need whether you're watching the late game, taking a quick nap, or sleeping through the night. FlexSteel combines the comfort of a premium recliner with ergonomic support designed for long periods of rest, not just sitting. From your head and shoulders to your legs and lower back, the Z-Cliner is built to help your body relax the right way. It's perfect for movie nights, overnight guests, or anyone who wants the flexibility of a chair that truly does more. And because it's FlexSteel, you get durable craftsmanship, smooth motion, and lasting quality you can count on. Watch in it, relax in it, sleep in it. The FlexSteel Z-Cliner. Your seat, your sleeper, your comfort zone. Find it at FlexSteel retailers nationwide at zcliner.com/Dan Patrick.
Get ready, Austin. The Dallas Wings take on the Las Vegas Aces live at Moody Center on May 3rd. Don't miss this WNBA preseason showdown. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
And to get TurboTax free edition, see if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Victor Wembanyama, 41 points, 18 boards to help the Spurs knock off the Warriors 127-113 for their 10th straight win. Carlos Correa smacked a 3-run homer as the Astros beat the Red Sox 6-4 to complete the sweep in Houston. Rams receiver Puka Nacua has checked himself into rehab to improve his overall behavior, that according to his attorney. I'm Ron Tomas.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Austin 311.
Need help with city department and service requests in Austin? Call 311 to submit a service request or get information on city services. Dial 311 or dial 512-974-2000. Use the Austin 311 app or visit austin311.org. Let's make Austin better together.
April is prime sports time.
Launches a three. Got it.
And iHeartRadio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, breaking down the final college teams on the road to Indy.
Unbelievable to watch.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond.
Grand slam for Mookie Betts.
Or dive into mock draft season with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number 1. Who do you have at number 2?
From cutting down the nets to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeartRadio app, search sports, and listen now. Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers, even on your TV. All devices, all the time. We are everywhere you are. 1300 The Zone.
It's Thursday. Normally it would be at 8 o'clock. We would have this young man. I call him young because, he's he's with a young team, but they're finding ways to get it done. He's the head baseball coach of the University of Texas. He is Coach Schlossnagle. They are on the road. We appreciate him taking the time to be with us this morning. It's an hour ahead over there, so you're up a little bit early, 8:30 over there, but we appreciate you taking the time to get up with us this morning.
You got it. Good morning, boys. Up and early here on the East Coast. You can't hoot with the Owls if you want to soar with the Eagles, baby. So we're ready to roll.
I like it. Let's get into it because Texas baseball had an unbelievable weekend. Obviously, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday night, dominant performance at the plate. Friday and Saturday, come from behind victory, walk-off fashion. Talk about your team and where you see it from the past weekend leading into this weekend.
So certainly last weekend was awesome. I thought our fans were amazing. It was one of the more highly attended series in the history of Dish Falk. And, even on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which normally takes away a little bit from your crowd. So I thought we pitched well. We played, a couple different styles of baseball and had the 2 walk-offs for sure. So let me move here if you guys can hear that. So we're it was good. We that was our last series there for a couple of weeks without Adrian, and so hopefully get him back in maybe 2 weeks or so. But at this point, I feel really good about where we are.
Well, talk about that because Adrian Rodriguez, for those that don't know, he is out for a little while with a hand procedure to relieve some of the pain and discomfort that he had in his hand. You and I have talked about that before. Whenever he swings and misses, it was more evident than anything else, but he played through a lot of pain, and now you have the task of putting together a lineup now without one of your best players in it. But you're in a good spot because you did bring in Timo Becerra from Stanford, who has played a lot of shortstop in his career.
Yeah, very fortunate to have Timo here. I don't really like moving, 2 or 3 guys to fill one spot, but it's kind of a mix and match type deal given our roster situation. So, in other words, Casey's just played such a great first base for us.
Unbelievable.
You hate to move him off that. It's a very underrated skill. We got Kimball was maybe the best one I've ever coached last year, and Casey's doing really well there. I also feel like third base is the toughest, other than catcher. Third base is the toughest position to play in college baseball because college teams will bunt more than major league teams. You have to learn to throw from different arm angles. You have way different spin on the ball, especially on these grass and dirt fields that we're going to be on this weekend and next weekend. So you'd like to have an experienced guy there. And so Casey is our best available option at that spot. So more than likely we'll leave Casey at third, Tamo at short, Mendoza at second, and then Livingston at first sometimes, but we may have to experiment a little bit at first base with some other guys if we want to be right-handed against a tough lefty, something like that.
Coach, you're not going to win all your games by 10, 12 runs. Excuse me, but you had a tight game in that second game against OU. Don't you think that it's important that a young team like yours has those really close, hard knockout, drag out telephone booth type of games that temper you for what's going to happen later in the schedule?
Actually, I would prefer it be 14-0 every time, but no, yeah. Baseball doesn't lend itself to that. So we've already had some of those, before conference play, and you're certainly going to have them in the SEC, and I'm sure we're going to have some this weekend. You don't go on the road in the SEC and do those kind of things. You have to be able. I would say, I think there was a time Nolan Kane, my assistant, who has been at LSU and A&M and now Texas, he's been in the league more than anybody. There was a time there was like a 4 or 5 year stretch where about 45% of the games were decided by 2 runs or less, and so it is what it is. So we don't need those. We've already been in those games, and yes, to answer your question, when you play in those games and then you have success, then you don't panic. We've certainly played in those games and blew a lead. We've had 2 of those. So I think that everything in life happens for you, not to you. So the goal was to, do well in the regular season so that when you get to the postseason, you're ready to play and play those kind of games, because those are very few times in a postseason are you blowing anybody out. I mean, they come down to a couple pitches, and just like football, and like I think Coach Saban used to say, the game's played one play at a time. It's usually decided by one play. The only problem is you don't know which play it's going to be, and you don't know which pitch it's going to be. And that pitch could be in the 4th inning. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the 9th inning. It can be in the middle of the game. So you truly just have to keep your eyes off the scoreboard and play the game one pitch at a time.
We're talking to Texas baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle as the Horns are on the road to take on South Carolina Gamecocks tonight. First pitch will be at 6 o'clock Central Time, and then on the weekend they'll be at SEC Network. Tonight is on SEC Network, and the rest of them will be on SEC Network Plus, but you can hear all the action on 103.1 FM or the iHeartRadio app. Coach, I wanted to ask you this because obviously we talked about the Oklahoma weekend. I was there. I called the game on Friday night, got a chance to talk to you after that exciting walk-off victory against OU. Then you did it again on Saturday. But then you get to Tuesday night, and obviously you've got some things that you're trying to work through to see who's going to be able to fill those voids on the pitching staff, trying to figure it out. And you got some good work from your freshmen. Obviously, you've talked about Brett Crossland and what he's been able to do. Kozart continues to do it, but you got a great outing from Brody Walls finally. And this is a guy that you've been saying he's coming. Talk about those young freshmen and what they've shown so far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as you said, Crossland and Kozart, those guys it's well documented how well they've pitched in various roles, whether it be Kozart as a starter, Crossland and then Kozart both at the end of games or in kind of leverage moments. And so I was really happy to see Kozart start the 9th inning with a 2-run lead against the middle of the order, or top of the order, actually, 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. And Texas State can really hit. I mean, they're the first, really through 6 hitters for sure. All 6 of those guys can play in our league. Of course, Jacques Stewart has played in our conference. So, he was efficient, did a nice job. And Brody, I have a lot of confidence in Brody. Our team has a lot of confidence in Brody. And he's going to pitch more, potentially this weekend, because South Carolina, pretty heavy right-handed hitting bunch. And the one that I think we're getting closer to getting back is Michael Winter, who is he's different than those 3 guys, but he's definitely as good. And it's going to take a while to build Michael back up. We don't want to injure his arm because he's been down with sickness. But it may take us 2 weeks. But I feel like if we can get Winter back healthy, it's kind of like making a big late in the year trade, in the big leagues, where you grab this big arm that gives you a boost down the stretch, whether it's out of the bullpen or whether it's as a starter. And so I think the other guy on Tuesday night that jacked me up a lot was Cade Bing. He threw a ton of strikes. He was throwing harder. He's found a little bit better, more firmer breaking pitch. And so, he's a guy who started for us, and he's super confident right now. And so that, that's a good sign for us, whether it be this weekend or in the midweek games.
Coach Hardge, he's pitching the high hot heat at you with baseball. I'm going to go to the concession stand. I hear all kind of plates clanging. What is for breakfast, Coach? I want some.
I'm standing outside our little team room. I'm getting ready to go dominate it. But there's some scrambled eggs and hash browns and pancakes and some yogurt, some fruit. Most of that stuff is good for 18 to 22-year-old dude. It's not so good for us, or for me at least. But I'm going to get something here and then get back to work on watching the Gamecock video baseball.
All right.
Well, Coach, as always, we know that you're busy, and we appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck tonight and continued success. Before we let you go, any word on Jonah and how he's doing with his rehab? I saw him in the dugout the other night. He was part of the rally. He went and changed his hat and brought out a cowboy hat instead of his baseball hat. And I asked him after the game. He said, I had to do something. I got to contribute some kind of way.
So that tells you how clueless I am on what's going on in our dugout. Did he actually have that on in our dugout?
Yeah, he came in, he went in and came back out. I hope I'm not snitching on him. I'm not snitching.
I saw the picture. I saw the picture after. First, I thought it was like an AI deal, and then I found out it wasn't. But I didn't know it was on in the dugout. So yeah, I don't care. I mean, Jonah's such a big bronc riding cowboy kind of guy. I mean, it really fits.
He made it happen. And I hope that you guys go out there and have a great weekend. Enjoy the time, but more importantly, enjoy victories this weekend. Have a good one.
All right, take care, guys. Hook 'em.
Thank you, Coach.
There he is, Coach Schlossnagle. Team is in South Carolina.
He's the best, man.
Yeah, team, you can hear the game right on 103.1 FM tonight. As we've talked about before, Round Rock Baseball is back, so they'll be on AM 1300 The Zone, but you got to bounce around now to find Texas, but you can always find them on the iHeart Radio app. When we come back, there's a new team in Houston. Well, new old team may be returning. We'll talk about it right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
It's Bucky and PK.
Would you get in a car with Tiger?
No.
He invites you on a road trip, but the rule is he's driving.
Oh, no, hell no.
Come on, you get to hang out with Tiger Woods.
No, I'm serious. I would not. If he said, hey, listen, we're going from the club and we're going to go to my house, and I know that he had a couple beers on the course, I'd be like, Tiger, just tell me where you live. I'll get there.
Catch Bucky and BK weekday afternoons from 5 to 7 on AM 1300 The Zone.
Join iHeartRadio at ABC Kite Fest 2026, Saturday, April 11th at Silker Park. Bring the whole family out from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a full day of kite flying, live music at Moss Fest, the Kids Club, the Pet Zone, local vendors, and Austin's favorite springtime tradition, all completely free. Stop by and hang with iHeartRadio while you're there and experience nearly 100 years of colorful kites filling the Austin sky. ABC Kite Fest 2026, powered by Lady Bird Soda. For more information, visit abckitefest.org. Come fly a kite with us at Silker Park.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Backups are starting to build due to a crash that blocks off the right lane and the exit ramp on Mopac southbound at Windsor Road, already causing a 5-minute backup from 35th Street. There's also a wreck on Ed Bluestein Boulevard northbound at 290 and a crash on the service road of 130 going southbound at Highway 71. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Safety starts underneath. Napa has the undercar solutions you need to stop issues. Go further with repairs and grow your shop. Keep undercar under control at Napa.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
We're protecting your identity today.
Yeah.
Because AI was obsessed with you.
Yeah.
I'm Lori Siegel, and my new podcast, Mostly Human, is your bridge to the future.
Anyone can now be an entrepreneur. Anyone can build an app. And it's very empowering.
Tech moves really fast, but the Mostly Human podcast will help translate what all of this actually means for you.
You know, I think the reality is the genie's out of the bottle.
Listen to Mostly Human on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Mostly Human and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
$3,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. Earn cash back with Upside just by filling up your tank. Download Upside now and start earning easy cash back. The more you use Upside, the more you get. Use promo code LIST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code LIST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
I couldn't believe that my property taxes kept going up and up and up. I felt totally helpless. But then I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money.
Now I feel like I'm back in control because Ownwell reduces my property taxes every year.
Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text FILE to 64,000. Text FILE to 64,000. That's FILE to 64,000.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app. We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone, guaranteed human.
Coach Jim last night. If you missed any parts of that interview, our guy Marcus will have that up for you right after the show, talking about the change that has happened with Adrian Rodriguez being out, and of course, finding a way to get it done. Now the South Carolina game comes tonight. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have our guy Eric Henry of Horns 247 giving us all the latest, recapping Texas basketball season and what's next for them. But of course, we got to always talk football. Right now, let's talk WNBA. News came out the other day that the expansion team may be coming back to H-Town, and everybody is excited about it. You think about Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson, but Cynthia Cooper talked about the first text that she got talking about the Comets possibly returning to Houston.
Tina and Cheryl and I, we got on a call. We were all excited. I just remember standing at the free throw line and the crowd started chanting MVP and I started crying. And that's how connected we were to our fans. They'll get a chance to see some of the great stars come here to play. Caitlin Clark, the Angel Reeses, the Asia Wilsons, Sabrina Ionescu's or Brianna Stewart, they'll all come here, and the fans of Houston get a chance to see that type of talent every single year now.
I love that. I love that because of the talent that is there in the WNBA. We talked about it. We're giving away tickets to go see the Dallas Wings take on the Las Vegas Aces, the champions, the Aces, and the Paige Beckers and what she does for the Dallas Wings and so many other superstars. But you also got to think about this, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a historian. He understands what it's all about in playing for the Rockets, and now the Comets will be back in H-Town. Oh, yeah, Kevin Durant is excited about it as well.
I'm so happy to see that. You know, Comets are a historic franchise, a historic brand. They kickstarted the WNBA. And, I feel for the people in Connecticut, though, because they definitely, support their team through and through. But they got UConn's women's basketball, the FBI. But I'm glad they're back. You know, glad we can honor the legends that played for the Comets earlier, before the game started. Can't wait to see WNBA basketball in Houston.
Love it, love it. And Marcus, as somebody who is a Houstonian, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it's very exciting. It's great to have the team back. The Comets were a staple of Houston sports at the time. It was crazy. No one, like, as the WNBA went on, nothing was like when the Comets were in Houston, and the Comets were one of the dominant. I mean, was the dominant team. The parades were big time. It was excitement over the city. The city was raising the roof right with the team. And like Cynthia said, when she was shooting the free throws, everybody was chanting MVP, MVP.
Yeah, our guy Ike, who is a Houstonian as well, he talks about it too. He just posted one of the greatest teams in sports history, and all the way around. When you look at Tina Thompson, you look at Cheryl Swoops, and of course Cynthia Cooper.
Of course, I just text Tina and asked her to come on the show. Like, longtime friend, longtime, one of my favorite basketball players. We lived at the Olympic Training Center, and when the camps would come in, and always found a way to gravitate to the wrestling fans, because I would watch wrestling all the time, and the community rooms would fill up with people watching wrestling, and she was always one of them, man. I really liked her.
Yeah, she was a former Texas Longhorn coach as well. So it's good to revitalize something that was so historical when you look at what Houston
still has the most championships.
Yeah, and still being able to recognize them. The one thing that I really enjoyed is now you get to bring those folks back, and they get to be recognized in the city. And there were so many championships in that coaching staff and everybody that was a part of it and what they brought to the city.
Hardge, are they going to come back and still be the Comets, or are they going to bring them back and it'd be a new Houston franchise?
No, the plan is the Comets.
Yeah, that's what the plan is. Yeah,
awesome.
So get your Comet gear back out of the
it's in the back of the closet.
Yeah,
you can pull it out now.
Finding that so you can get a chance to go back out there. But it's good stuff in the WNBA with all of their expansion and the thought process. And Fran Harris, she's unbelievable when it comes to this kind of stuff. We'll have to get her on again to talk about it. But they're not done trying to get one here in Austin. When you start to look at what the Moody Center is and how it's all set up, it is something that is really, really going to be something that a lot of folks are excited about.
It's another crazy thing is I'm hearing Houston sports fans already talking about future WNBA drafts. They're talking about Booker and they talking about Juju right now. It's like, we got to get one of those too.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see what exactly happens. Obviously, Madison has another year, so it will be fun to see if Rory Harmon may be another one of those. Because remember, in the beginning, they had that little point guard. She ended up passing. But they had the point guard that was one
Kim
of the
Peratt.
best. Yeah, was out there, one of the best that was out there in the league, and she brought the energy like no other for that basketball team. So fun stuff going on right now with the WNBA. They got new contracts. The players are making more money. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be excited about it. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. Coming up next, we've got our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 247. Get a chance to talk to him about this Texas men's basketball team. What's the latest? And, of course, we got to talk some football, as always, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. You ever walk into a room late and celebrate a huge play only to realize, wait a minute, I'm watching the wrong game? Yeah, that's a tough look. But you know what never makes a mistake? Cracking open an ice-cold Bud Light. Because no matter what channel you're on, you'll always be winning. Because that's what we're here for. Winning time. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
A personal question. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It's a whole lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever toilet paper leaves behind. You can make the trade of the season, switch from toilet paper, and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, hands down. LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. They can't stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m., though. They can help you sell, they can help you market, and they can help you hire in one place. They cannot help you be in 3 places at one time, though. And while they can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business at LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/Dan Patrick Show.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeartRadio app.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives.
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies.
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone, always free on the iHeart Radio app. It is that time for us to go and talk to our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 247. You can follow him at Eric C. Henry _ on social media. And let's get right into it. I mean, you've been traveling for some time. You and our guy Craig Way on the road again. He calls it plane, trains, and automobiles. You mostly on the plane, so I'm down with that. But I wanted to ask you this, man, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered on this Texas men's basketball team. Jordan Pope, salute you, brother, playing through a broken foot. Tremont Mark making the all-regional team and doing big things and finishing his career out. But the story is Matas Vokatitis. He's a name that everybody is talking about right now. What is the latest on the roster configurations for the University of Texas?
Yeah, as always, good morning. Appreciate you guys having me on. You talked about it, right? There are a slew of seniors who are set to depart. You know, Tremont Mark, Jordan Pope, Kendall Weaver. The list goes on, Lucina Traore. But the biggest, or I should say the two biggest looming roster decisions for Texas are that of Dalen Swain, which I'm sure you'll ask about in a second, and Matas Vokatitis. We'll start with Matas, right? When I spoke with Matas directly after the game inside the locker room, you know, I asked all the guys who have eligibility, Matas, Nick Cody, Dalen Swain, etc., right? Do you see yourself back in Austin next year? And Matas simply said, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm still thinking about the loss. To be very clear, Hardge, Matas speaks great English. I'm not saying there's a language barrier. However, I think the way that Matas interpreted that question is different than the way, you know, a Dalen Swain or a Nick Cody, right? They know if I'm asking, do you expect to be in Austin next year? They kind of know I'm asking, hey, do you see yourself as a Longhorn next year, right? Right. I think the interpretation of the question may have been different there with Matas. That aside, so I'm just saying that to say don't read too much into him saying, hey, I'm not thinking about it right now. I'm just thinking about the loss. That aside, there's going to be a market for a 7-foot big man who has the upside and the skill that Matas Vokatitis has, right? You know, there's been conversation. Some people have said, oh, could Matas make a return back to Europe? And I don't see that, right? I don't think you leave Lithuania to go to Florida Atlantic if your goal is not to go to the NBA, right? Of course, Matas went to FAU and then, of course, to Texas, right? Well, I do think, quite frankly, Hardge, you know, the Florida Gators, our team, they could get him back in the Sunshine State. They are going to graduate some big money ball players, Alex Condon and others off of their roster, right? I could see them making a play. I could see Kentucky making a play. I could see several SEC schools, LSU, making a play north of 7 figures for Matas Vokatitis. So there's going to be a market. It's just going to be a matter of A, kind of what his desires are, and B, what the kind of cap is going to be for Texas as far as spending.
And you mentioned it, Dalen Swain, the thoughts on him. Obviously, this is a guy, newcomer of the year in the SEC, played well, had moments, but he did his thing. And he now has kind of been in the conversation of the NBA. Obviously, a lot of folks are going to be looking at him if he decides to stay in college. And to your point, price tag, probably yesterday's price ain't today's price when you look at a player like Dalen Swain.
This one, I shouldn't say the word optimistic, Hardge, but I feel like this one is a Texas or NBA situation. The reason I say that is because Dalen Swain is tied at the hip with Sean Miller. Okay?
Yes, he is.
Unless some team is going to offer him $5, $6, $7 million, Dalen Swain is going to play for Sean Miller. Remember that Sean Miller recruited Dalen Swain. He was 11, 12 years old as a skinny kid coming out of Columbus, right? In the locker room, I'd say arguably no player was more torn up about that loss, specifically wanting it for Sean Miller, than Dalen Swain, right? Now, if you take a look at some of the mock draft projections, CBS Sports, our parent company, does not have Dalen Swain as a first-round pick. They do not project him amongst those top 31 picks. Now, ESPN has him going number 29 to Minnesota. Remember, the only money that is guaranteed if you are an NBA draft pick is that first-round money. Anything after that, it is not a guaranteed contract. The floor, can't remember if I've said it on the show with you guys, so I'll say it now. The floor, the final pick in the first round, the first round floor salary is $3.2 million. Is Texas going to match that? No. However, if there's a situation where Dalen Swain is not a guaranteed first round pick, can I see there being a situation where Texas can come up with 1.5, 1.7, maybe 2? I can see that, and that would bring Dalen Swain back to Texas.
Oh, that would be great because having Dalen Swain and Vocatitis back next year, and you add a couple of more big guards like we had with Mark, and to replace what you already had. But I always felt like the number one thing that Texas lacked was that Dennis Rodman type forward, that 6'10", 6'9", hyper-aggressive defensive guy that can take the role of, I'm going to take your big. If Texas had that, I think they would have, at minimum, been able to be a Final Four team with the way that Coach Miller had them going.
Mark, I don't disagree with you. Just you say the Dennis Rodman type. Just overall, they didn't get enough production from that 4 spot, right? It could be a Dennis Rodman type. It could be any type. They didn't get enough production overall. But you're correct, right? In the sense that specifically to your point, Mark, I think if Texas had a big that was defensive minded, and I think Lassina Traore was supposed to be that guy. Of course, he ended up getting banged up, right? But if they had a big who was defensive minded, it would keep Modest Vocatitis out of foul trouble. It would allow him to kind of do more on the offensive end and then maybe play to some more of his strengths defensively. So, yeah, that certainly is something to entertain. And I do think Texas, like I said, I said it in jest, but it is reality. Cam Heide said he wants to return when I spoke with him. Nick Cody says he wants to return, right? Are either of those guys starters? It's a legit question. Cam started most of the year. The production was up and down. Nick Cody, I do think there is one caveat, guys. Remember, and I will say this out loud. How much of Nick Cody's development was stunted because he suffered that broken leg towards the end of his senior year, right? Before he got to Texas. He had to spend that time rehabbing. Then he gets to a new coach. He's trying to adapt to a new coach in that system, right? Can he make a leap from sophomore year to junior year? Who knows? But to your point, Mark, they need more production overall from that 4 spot in any form.
What are you going to do to replace Weaver? Because that's a spot on Texas's team that you might have to have tryouts to see who has the heart, the want to, the athletic ability, the extra things, the intangibles that Weaver had. I think it's going to be sorely missed.
Mark, I want to again, tread lightly when I say this. If you look at the numbers, it's not that hard to replace Kendall Weaver, right? However, how many times over this or over Texas three wins in the NCAA tournament did you see Kendall Weaver, sneak up behind someone and get a steal, force a loose ball, do those things, right? Those intangible things, as you guys well know, you can't just go get that in terms of a talented player. There are certainly more talented players who don't bring those types of intangibles. So I said I want to tread lightly because my best guess would be, the hope is for Sean, that if you can build a roster of players who will play hard nightly, that you can then cultivate that type of energy, right? But that's easier said than done.
No doubt. We're talking to Eric Henry of Horns 247. Make sure you follow him at Eric C. Henry _. Let's get over to the football field. Coach Sark has been able to meet with the media. We'll have another media availability today with some of the players. But listening to Sark and where they are after, 7 practices, now headed into their 8th practice, he seems really upbeat about his team. Obviously, there's some mistakes that are being made that definitely would be getting cleaned up. But what have you heard, or what is something that you really felt stood out when you've heard from Coach Sarkisian?
Yeah, super quick. You talk about what I've heard. Cheap plug here. If you go to horns247.com, I've had some intel over the past couple practices that I've posted up on the site. So go ahead and check that out there as far as guys who are standing out. As far as what I heard from Steve Sarkisian, this is going to sound cliche and corny, but my hot take is this. The most important thing that Steve Sarkisian needs to figure out this spring isn't Arch Manning and Cam Coleman's connection, isn't the offensive line. It is getting these guys to buy into being a team. Okay, before you roll your eyes and fall asleep and say, all right, he's hitting us with the culture again, hear me out. Hardge, Mark, I'm going to segue basketball into football here. What was the one difference? Truth be told, the one difference between Texas basketball for an entire regular season and the SEC tournament in the postseason. The fact that these guys, smart play, and Mark, they mentally decided We have to be a team. We want to play for each other. We don't want to see our collegiate careers end. I don't want to see Tremont Mark's career end. I don't want to see Jordan Pope's career end. They all decided we got to come together and do that, right? The reason I make that point with football is this. Again, let's call a spade a spade. These are guys that are on one-year contracts. Whether you're a returner or you're a transfer, you're a one-year contract, and then it's on to the next. I will worry about the next thing next year, right? Can Steve Sarkisian get this really talented collection of players to buy into something bigger than themselves? That's going to be the thing that come January, as they're competing for an SEC title, as they make, and I do think this team will make a college football playoff, and they're making the push, right? That's going to be the thing that separates them from those other talented teams. So I do believe, and Steve said it himself, that his failure was last year implementing that culture and getting guys to kind of break some of those bad habits from where they came from early. So I think that is the number one task for Steve Sarkisian this spring. And when I asked him the question, what did we talk with him on Tuesday? He said that he feels it's coming together nicely.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to pay attention to. Obviously, we won't know until we get to September exactly where this is, but there will definitely be some information out there about these players. I'm going to let you go with this. Obviously, you cover Texas baseball as well. Texas baseball is still the number 2 team in the land, on the road at South Carolina. Got a midweek victory. Man, come on, salute that, brother. Midweek victory. And now they go and take on South Carolina. But the news is about A-Rod, Adrian Rodriguez, being out for a while. Timo Pacera being able to go over and play shortstop is something that has been understated because he hadn't had a chance to play it. Now he's there.
Yeah. Again, I thought it was going to be interesting to see what Jim Schlossnagle would do with the lineup, right? Because, Hardge, you know this. I thought Casey Borba, and Casey's going to obviously slide over to third, right? I thought Casey's been more athletic this year at first, really good glove. Remember, he had some issues last year at third, right? Yep. How does that kind of fare with him making the move over? You talked about Timo Pacera, of course, played shortstop at Stanford. He'll fill in now with A-Rod being out. Certainly something that needed to happen, right? Just the pain that he was having up there at the plate. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that for sure. Also, the bullpen, right? We'll have to be a storyline throughout the year. So you can find my coverage, and shout out David Eckert. David Eckert is also doing a great job covering baseball for us as well over at horns247.com.
Look at that teammate, the ultimate teammate, giving everybody love. I'm going to start calling you the point guard because you're giving out assists all over the place. There he is. Make sure you get over to Horns247 to check out the latest. And, of course, he's always posting on his social media at Eric C. Henry _. As always, E, we appreciate you taking the time and get some rest, man. I know you've been getting a lot of miles here lately.
Anytime, fellas. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. There he is, Eric Henry of Horns247. Coming up next, can anybody stop the alien? I'm going to go with a hard no.
No.
We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
UT football, basketball, and baseball.
All in one station for all. This is why I listen. 1300 The Zone. 1300 The Zone.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Taylor Swift's first awards show appearance this year.
Taylor Swift is here.
Miley Cyrus takes home the Innovator Award.
Miley Cyrus.
John Mellencamp wins the Icon Award.
Plus performances from Alex Warren,
Kehlani, Lainey Wilson, Ray,
TLC, Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, and more.
All hosted by Ludacris.
You know what time it is.
Our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Now streaming on Hulu.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
The right lane and the exit ramp are blocked off due to a crash on 183 northbound Duval, causing some minor breakdowns from Breaker Lane. The right lane and exit are also blocked off by an accident on Mopac southbound at Windsor Road. There's also reports of an accident on I-35 northbound at Woodland Avenue, adding 5 minutes to your drive from Highway 71. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Capital One.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X Business Card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker. Bring out the good.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Texas Beach Volleyball is back in Austin, April 3rd and 4th. Your Longhorns host Tulane Friday afternoon at 1, then face Washington Friday night at 6. The action continues Saturday morning at 10 against Houston Christian. Admission is free, so bring your friends and family and enjoy the matches. Get there early and feel the energy on the sand. And if you can't make it out, watch it live on the free Longhorn Network app. Learn more at TexasLonghorns.com. That's TexasLonghorns.com. Hook 'em!
There's nothing worse than jumping into your car or somebody else's and it just smells bad. Meguiar's whole car air refreshers. They're the perfect way to fight that funky odor and replace with a fresh, lasting smell. The aerosol mist moves throughout the cabin, freshening up the interior in minutes. And with the launch of Meguiar's new luxury collection, there's a variety of scents you can choose from that will redefine your drive. Meguiar's, celebrating 125 years of keeping cars clean, shiny, smelling great. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals, but Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio hosts' product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeart Media a part of your 2026 plan today. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
Eric Henry of Horns 247. I mean, dude breaks it down like no other, so make sure you get over there and check him out at Eric C. Henry _ on social media. You know somebody else who does it like no other? Right now, Wembanyama is really, really taking over NBA spotlight. And we've talked about this a lot here lately. And maybe it's because we're trying to get him the MVP. A lot of people are going against that and looking at other people as that possible MVP. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Joker. I mean, let's think about what he's been able to do in his career, and he's a walking triple-double. But we don't look at the triple-double the same anymore after Russell Westbrook did it year in and year out. That now seems like, okay, everybody can do that now. But when you look at what Wembanyama has continued to do, the winning streaks that these San Antonio Spurs have been on, and how they show up every single night, he's an absolute freak. At 22 years old and 87 days, Wemby has become the youngest player in NBA history to have a 40-15 in consecutive games. Last night, he had 41, 18, and 3 blocks against the Warriors. And Mark, we've talked about this. We bring it up all the time, but it's now becoming like this joke about how good Wembanyama truly is right now. But more importantly, he has no ceiling.
No, because he haven't decided on what it is he's going to hang his hat on. Defensively, he's kind of said, okay, I'm the best defender in the league now, and you're not taking defense into effect. But if Wemby wanted to say, you know what, I'm going to score 35 points a game and focus on scoring, he could. But he don't. That's the thing about this MVP challenge.
Sure he don't?
I know he don't, because
you seen the last few games?
Well, that's just 2 games. Like, I'm talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's averaging 33 points a game. Luka's averaging 40 points a game over the last 12 games. And Luka's averaging 30
points in a month.
Right. It's ridiculous. Luka's made it his mission. I'm going to show you that I can score. Wemby haven't done that. You know what Wemby wants? To win.
Yep.
He's sacrificing his own greater good for the team's better good. He's playing the role. He's only playing 29 minutes a game. Everybody think that Wemby is playing. Listen, it's not tanking and it's not load managing, because he's playing 29, 30 minutes a game. There's 12 minutes more that he can play.
Yeah, and he's special. And talking about your point, they have a thing up right now. 60-16 is what OKC is. SGA, 31.6 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Wemby, 58-18 is his team. And he's averaging 24.7, 11.5 rebounds, 3 assists per game, and 3 blocks per game. But you go to Joker, 49-28, 27.7 points a game, 12, almost 13 rebounds a game, almost 11 assists a game.
He's averaging a triple-double.
And we're not talking about him enough. And you look at what the Lakers are, 50-26. Luka's averaging 33.8, 7.8 rebounds a game, 8 assists, almost 9 assists a game, and almost 2 steals a game.
And we're leaving 2 people out, Cade Cunningham and Brown from the Celtics.
Well, Cade Cunningham's out because of his illness, so he's out of the conversation. And these are the 4 favorites now. So those other guys aren't even in the conversation at all anymore.
Okay, so they've eliminated
all about them. But the question is, and I want you to hear, how can you stop Wemby?
Butler, of course, out. Moody with the surgery. Post, Melton, Porzingis, Payton, they're all out. Wembanyama lays it in with the left hand. Your 7 apologizes. Here's that play we were talking about. First, where he catches it against the zone. They had that area covered pretty well. You just threw it up to him, and then this extension right here.
You can't block him. And when there was a bunch of plays last night where guys were driving to the basket and he's standing around the basket, they kicked the ball back out and kept passing around the perimeter because they didn't want to get their shot blocked.
Hardge, Porzingis is 7'3". Wemby is just 1.5 inches taller than him. He went to the right-hand pump fake and just scored on him like he was a junior high guy.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute. You 7'3". You don't have to go pump fake, but you do against Wemby.
Yep. I agree
because he can elevate another 1.5 feet.
Yep.
And I'm just like, how do you stop that?
You don't, and you can't. And that's why the numbers are what they're saying. And here is Wemby with Scott Van Pelt after the game talking about his thoughts in the playoffs and how he expects his team to perform.
Yeah, we don't have experience, right? Screw it. I mean, that's all we got. We're not going to play any different way just because it is this way. I mean, we're still going to play 100% and go to try to win this championship.
Sure.
Screw it.
Understood. I feel like that's the correct answer. You can't have the experience until you're going to get it, and you will here very shortly.
Yeah, right.
And that's the thing too. You know, it's always funny to me when people always say, well, they don't have the experience. They don't understand. How do you get it? It's just like being hired at a job. Oh, you don't have enough experience. Well, where am I going to get it at if nobody wants to hire me to be able to do those types of things? So
I never understood that. And I always said that experience was the best teacher. If you want your job done correctly, put the person in the fire. That's why it's the same as this. Oh, the Raiders went and signed Kirk Cousins. And you're going to draft the number one quarterback in the league. I don't believe in the philosophy of let him sit on the bench for a year.
Why not?
Because I want him to learn trial by fire.
But what if you ruin the kid's confidence? What if he gets destroyed? Don't forget, Sam Darnold saw ghosts.
It's not just confidence. It's also you ruin the player by him getting hit a lot when you don't have the protection to protect them.
Do your best to give them the best tools that you can work with and let them cook. Let them cook, man. Like, and I would be offended if you brought me in to, I guess if you're going to get that paycheck, you ain't going to be too offended.
Well,
but you might be able to figure it out real quick.
We'll figure it out.
And sometimes you get offended enough to take that job.
I don't want to be the test dummy for this other guy.
But you also got to look at it, and I'm just talking about the experience part for the Spurs. I think you can say that they don't have experience, but a lot of people don't have Wemby either. And Wemby's got a different mindset. Wemby's been mad for a long time. He's been mad about not winning in the All-Star game. He was upset. He wants to compete at a high level. And the one thing that I think a lot of people keep forgetting, he had basketball taken away from him last year. He had his goal on life, what he wanted to do, was taken away from him with a medical procedure. Mm-hmm. So now he's at a point in his career where he does not take this for granted. And I think a lot of people take stuff for granted, and he is one that is pushing his teammates. They're a talented team. They're uber athletic. They've already played against teams that, as you mentioned the other day, that they beat, that are the OKC, the reigning champions. They're not fearful of any of those teams.
No, they're not.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of people keep looking at and forgetting. Yes, they may come out and get smoked in the playoffs. They've won a lot of games this year. They may come out and, they may run into the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard and what he's been able to do in his career, because he's playing some really good basketball right now. They may get in there. But let's not just say that they're not going to be able to handle it because they don't have experience. That young OKC Thunder team, they didn't have a lot of experience, did they? They got it done. They won championship.
That's right.
Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man getting ready to bring you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
The right lane and the exit ramp are blocked off by an accident on 183 northbound at Duval Road. Looking out at 130 northbound for a crash around Pierce Lane, causing a 5-minute backup. There's also a 5-minute delay caused by an accident on I-35 northbound at Woodland Avenue, causing delays to start from Highway 71. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. I've been lucky enough to spend a good amount of time at the newest and the best sports bar in town, the Rowdy Cowboy. Between the grand opening and the live broadcast that we've done, I've had the ability to sample a large part of this menu. And guys, let me tell you, you're gonna love it. Along with the 32 beers on tap and the 70 big screen TVs, and of course, the Rowdy Cowgirls. If you haven't been there yet, then what are you waiting on? Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 loop.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Basketball fans, here's your three-pointer for game day greatness. Stock up at Specs. Score lower prices and taste watch party victory. Specs' lineup of snacks, variety packs, all-star spirits, and mixers to match is sure to bring home the win. When your favorites make it in the basket, you rack up the savings. Celebrate this tournament like champions with Specs, wine, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas. Shop Specs!
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Oil isn't the only resource hit hard by global events. American farmers are sounding the alarm by fertilizer prices at planting season. Will this disrupt our food supply? Raising prices cause shortages? I'm not waiting to find out, and neither should you. Go to mypatriotsupply.com, get a 3-month emergency food supply. They'll include $200 worth of extra survival protein absolutely free. After serving more than 3 million American families since 2008, you can trust mypatriotsupply.com. Go to mypatriotsupply.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Partly cloudy today, a chance of rain. Look for a high in the middle 80s, back to the mid 80s tomorrow. Cooler weather this weekend with highs only in the low 70s.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
If you're trying to keep up with everything happening on and off the court, we've got you covered on the podcast Flagrant and Funny.
You want to start with the first question for the Big Ten Coach of the Year?
Oh, whatever.
Would you like to?
Yeah,
So you're a Spartan, is that what I'm getting?
Exactly. So whether your bracket is busted or you just want the real talk on what's happening during the tournament, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Flagrant and Funny with Carrie Champion and Jamel Hill, and listen now.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Heard it. That's what he do. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take it away.
All right.
Yes.
You know what time it is? It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Ah, gosh. Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Well, guys, another edition of the World's Strongest Take. And I can't say it's happening to a better team, but there is turmoil in the city of brotherly love. I laughed a little bit because I dislike the Eagles like I dislike OU, like I dislike Arkansas, like I dislike A&M. Guys, it's not my opinion. This is not something that I'm just making up on my own. But there was an investigation done by two top-tier ESPN sports writers, Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler. Whew. You talk about damning. They went through this saying that they wanted to, for lack of a better term, find out what's going on with the Eagles and how they can put a positive spin on the situation. In this investigation, the first part that I read was all about the relationship between the four former offensive coordinators that the Eagles have had under Sirianni. The second part of the story was Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown's relationship falling apart. Thirdly, it was about Saquon Barkley coming over and having such success and Jalen Hurts being a little envious of the fact that a guy came in from somewhere else and stole his thunder. Guys, you cannot win with a mean attitude in a sport that does not have I in the name, in the four-letter definition. It's a team. There is no I. Jalen Hurts, I'm the last one to say this. I actually like Jalen Hurts. He's a Texas guy. He's a coach's son. He knows the game. He's been preached team ball since he can hold a football. What happened? You think that McManus and Fowler are lying? After all this work that they did over a 2-month period to write this article? Jalen Hurts' slip is showing. Brown wants out because Jalen Hurts, in the report, they talked about how Hurts is changing the plays, man. The play is coming in, and he's calling a play, and these guys are like, wait a minute, it's 3rd down and 7. This is me. Across the middle, on the out, whatever. They know the offense. But Jalen Hurts is calling 4 verts so he can see if they're in man coverage. And if they're in man coverage, what do? You run. He's trying to create the narrative to fit him. Those offensive linemen, you think that they're blocking their rear ends off just because they want Jalen Hurts to win? No, they're blocking their rear ends off because they want him to get the ball out of his hand and score. Move the ball up and down the field. Jalen Hurts is very comfortable with getting into 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. So they can do what, Hardge? Allow him to run and touch the ball and be the star. That's what the report showed. And it's saddening. My take is this. With this report coming out, A.J. Brown don't look so petty to me. I thought he was being petty. He's tired of blocking. He's a wide receiver. Throw him the ball. Do what the coaches say do. Don't change the play. Don't have an attitude. They talked about him standing on the sideline before going out to the field with a look on his face like, what am I doing here? You can't do that as the quarterback. Everybody can see it. But let me get to my take. My take is this. Tell Jalen Hurts that it's your way or the highway. And you always say, I'm quick to trade somebody. Hardge, I would trade him in a heartbeat if he's not going to be good for my team. If he's going to make a player like A.J. Brown, who's a all-pro wide receiver, say, look, man, I'm tired. Trade me. I don't want to be here no more. Who's next? The tackle? The running back? Saquon Barkley? Hey, you're not happy for me, man? We won a Super Bowl. I rushed for almost 2,000 yards. You're not happy? You wanted it to be you? That's my take. Get Jalen Hurts in order or get rid of him. What say you?
Well, I mean, those are the things that Nick Sirianni, the folks in the Philadelphia Eagles locker room, front office, those are things that they're going to have to answer. But more importantly, those are things that Jalen Hurts is going to have to answer to his teammates. Obviously, everybody knows what he's about, and that is why the turmoil that they have there is different. But the funny thing is they always find a way to be in the middle of the playoffs and still win a bunch of games.
But how good could they be if he
I mean, they're champions. They're already Super Bowl champions. They could be right back in there doing it again. So
maybe I want the dysfunction. Y'all keep
sure
it up.
We're passionate about the Eagles.
I just don't like people taking advantage, man.
Like, hey, man,
God,
that might help us get out of the headlines. When we come back, we'll continue the conversations. Final Four is set, but there's something about the controversy that is in the Final Four, and it's around Dan Hurley. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers.
I use the iHeartRadio app.
All devices, all the time. Your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
The right lane and the exit ramp are blocked off by an accident on 183 northbound at Duval Road. Looking out a 130 northbound for a crash around Pierce Lane, causing a 5-minute backup. There's also a 5-minute delay caused by an accident on I-35 northbound at Woodland Avenue, causing delays to start from Highway 71. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Capital One.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X Business Card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
I couldn't believe that my property taxes kept going up and up and up. I felt totally helpless. But then I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money.
Now I feel like I'm back in control because Ownwell reduces my property taxes every year.
Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text FILE to 64,000. Text FILE to 64,000. That's FILE to 64,000.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, sports fans, Craig Way here. On the field, injuries can take even the best out of the game. But when you're sidelined because of someone's negligence, that's when you call the legal MVP, Dan Christensen.
Thanks, Craig. At DJC Law, we tackle the tough cases so clients can focus on recovery. And that's why we have a 99% win rate.
If you're injured in a wreck, call 512-888-9999. That's 512-888-9999 or teamjustice.com. Principal office, Austin, Texas.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code FUTURE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FUTURE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's FUTURE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff, even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Welcome back to the most Sports Radio Zone. Listen to parts of the show. My guy Marcus is going to have it up for you. Go over to the podcast page wherever you get your podcast. Because there's a lot going on. You know what else is going on? What? There's a lot going on in college basketball. The Final Four. Yes, we're going to be talking a lot about the Final Four tomorrow, as games will be back in action, as the women will take court, but the men will be taking the court on Saturday. And you look at Illinois, you look at Arizona, you look at Michigan, but of course, you've got to look at Connecticut and some of the things that have been happening with the Connecticut Huskies, and they have been doing really well. Dan Hurley is one of the best coaches out there. He's a psychopath, but he is one of the best coaches out there. And the interesting part about this matchup between UConn and Illinois is UConn should not have been there. Last second shot, turnover by Duke, boom. All they had was the opportunity. They made the shot, and now they're there. But during that time in the last second, there was a shot that was made, and after that, the official was going over to the bench, to the scorer's table to check on the time that was left. Well, during that time, he became nose to nose with Dan Hurley. And here's Hurley talking about the relationship that he had with said official.
Really, at that point in the game, we had it won. And he's such an easy guy to work with during the game that I thought he was coming over to chest bump me to celebrate the shot. Because it's not like that for me with him. Like my experience with him has been, we haven't won every game. I haven't agreed with every call, but so that was in no way was that like me and a ref that I had been at their throat the whole game. Like other points of the game where I had my arm around them walking out of the timeout. we were cracking jokes and laughing. With that situation. Now, the one at Marquette, when I was on my man's neck, screaming into his neck, that was a guy that's like coming right up to the line and losing his mind. But that was more like the emotion of the shot. And this is a cool ass rep guy. I just was.
Were you guys? And the guy's name is Roger Ayers, and he is one of the refs that has been in the Final Four. A lot has been made about this situation. Well, he is not going to ref in the Final Four. And a lot of people initially were talking about the fact that he's not going to be, and they thought that the NCAA punished him. Well, the NCAA did not punish this ref. He removed himself from the Final Four because he did not want to be a distraction, as we are doing right now. They have pulled him. He has pulled himself out of that. People were like, he should have got a technical. He should have been fined. He should have done this. This official and Hurley know each other. He's one of the best officials that are out there, and they've discussed that he has always been able to go back and forth and let coaches say their piece. And during that time, the optics were bad, and so he's removed himself from the Final Four.
Wow. I didn't understand the dynamic of the whole situation. I just thought that Coach Hurley kind of overstepped his bounds, and it's at the official's discretion whether or not you allow somebody to show you or physically touch you or whatever. I was kind of down on the coach more than I was the official. So when this news came down, I was like, wait a minute, did he get punished? So that's what I thought too. But that's not the case.
That is not the case. Now he is getting an opportunity, not opportunity, but he has been able to move around and removed himself from the whole entire conversation and left it all about those 4 teams that will be.
Will he still get paid for?
No. I mean, he's done. The season's over.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done okay.
We know he's done okay, Hardge, but I would be like, listen, I want the championship game. You do all that work, and you don't get the last 2 games?
If you don't want to be a distraction.
At least cut me the check, and I'll just leave.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yeah, I'm going to go stick it out.
Yeah, well, he's not. And so now he is he is moving on. Speaking of basketball, college basketball, like I said, we'll get into the conversations about all of that. But Kansas head coach Bill Self, he said he is coming back for the 2026-27 season, which is great for college basketball fans and especially the Kansas Jayhawks. That is huge news. You start to look around and see which coaches are going to be where. There's also been a ruling and a discussion about the NCAA proposing bans on players who have opted into the NBA draft and stay in the draft. And I agree with that 100%. If you are going to be in the draft and you decide that you are going to stay in the draft, you do not get the luxury of coming back to college and believe that that's should be right for what you do.
I'm 100%. I'm on the same team as you. Wow.
Don't get used to it. No,
we agree. We're
we're
best friends again.
No. Let's not do that. We're not doing that today.
Marcus.
We don't do that today, Marcus. We
agreed.
Yeah. Well, because it's common sense.
That makes for boring radio.
It makes common sense. Like you go into the draft, you stay in the draft, you don't get your name called, you out. That's it.
Rather than, I didn't get drafted.
So
I'm going to go back
to college.
No.
And I wish these coaches would finally agree to that themselves, and they don't have to do it publicly. Just say, we're not taking guys that leave school. We're not. Because
But there's always one that's.
Of course, because they think they're going to win a championship with that guy. Like, how many guys have done that and won the championship? Not very many. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. They are trying to get that approved here coming up for next year. Also, I want to give a shout out to Austin Gooseby, making the McDonald's All-American game, playing in that. getting 6 points. I didn't think he played enough in that game, but when he did, he made those minutes work. He will be he is a Texas McDonald's All-American player who will be on the 40 acres this summer. Also, he is now playing in the Jordan brand game as well. So not only did he make McDonald's.
Maybe I'll be awake for that one.
It wasn't that late.
I missed it though.
Yeah. I mean, you really didn't. I mean, I
didn't miss nothing.
You didn't miss anything.
Nobody stood out to you where you went, ooh, wow.
Not anybody that was coming to Texas. And that's all I really, really cared about.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting hot.
Shout out to Austin Gooseby and the Gooseby family. If you missed any part of the show, don't worry. Marcus got you. He'll get that up for you.
Thank you, Marcus.
To the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. But, of course, we always want you to be on iHeartRadio app. Tonight, Texas baseball takes on South Carolina. You can hear all that action on 103.1 FM. We'll be back tomorrow talking all things Texas women. We'll also be talking Texas football as we get a chance to meet with the media again today and some of the players as well. And, of course, we're going to be ready for college basketball. They are in the Final Four weekend in Indianapolis, Final Four weekend in Phoenix, and we'll have it all covered right here. Dan Patrick is up next, followed by Colin Cowherd, the Craig Way Show, and, of course, Bucky and BK. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're